You guys remember the days of console wars? Man, let's bring them back. And let's have the presidents talk about it. Let's go. President tier list.
What up, gamers? Me, Sleepy Joe, and Barack are here to rank some consoles.
Let's get
It
it.
should be noted that this was Donald's idea, and since me and Joey have PCs and don't really game on console that much, we can't give out the best opinion for the newer stuff.
Okay.
On God, switching to PC was the best decision I ever made.
Okay, guys,
You know what's crazy? I have a PC that can run a lot of games, but I still just prefer my console.
we get it. You guys are losers with ugly wives that won't leave you if you
Damn.
buy a $3,000 setup. Anyways, let's get this list started. I'm putting the Nintendo 64
Nintendo 64, it's got to be God tier. Revolutionized gaming.
at good tier because I liked it a lot and it was extremely solid.
It's got to be God tier.
Questionable take Donnie. I think it's an S tier.
Yeah, Donald, it was a revolutionary thing for the time.
Changed
It had elite
everything.
games like Ocarina of Time and GoldenEye.
Listen, guys, I'm making the list and I don't disagree with you two.
So this is the Donald Trump list now. I think these presidential tier lists need to actually have the presidents debate instead of saying, oh, it's my list, so it's going to go here. And then the others just don't say anything about it. It needs more debate.
But this
That's
is
literally what
possibly
presidents
the
do.
best list ever made. Some say it's really one of the only real lists that will ever exist. Just trust me, fellas. After that, I have the Dreamcast at bad tier. Like, did anyone ever own this thing?
I didn't own the Dreamcast, but I hear a lot of people love it. But, you know, it had Jet Set Radio, Fantasy Star Online, Sonic, yeah, some other stuff like that. I'd give it a okay. I'm confused. Why is this okay? S A B C D. I don't know. This is bad tier. I wouldn't call this the Dreamcast a freaking bad console. I'd say it's okay.
I remember Shapiro kept raving about how underrated it was and how it's actually one of the better consoles for its time. But like, who gives a shit if no one owns it?
Yeah, I don't remember it that well.
Of course, you don't remember it, Joe. But next up, we got the PlayStation 1 and
PlayStation 1's going in A tier. It's a good console.
OG Xbox at good tier.
Wait, what?
Because it was really fun and great, but I don't think either was God tier.
Oh, OG Xbox and PlayStation? Yeah, those are both good consoles. We already know the stuff that came after. Solid.
Yeah, they are cool, but the PS2 was way better.
Yeah, no
Agreed.
shit.
You better put that shit in God tier, Donald.
Shut the fuck
I need more arguments.
up, Joe and Barack.
This is literally somebody's opinion, and they just said, let's make it a presidential tier list. And that's it. It's literally one person's opinion.
It is my list, and I will put it wherever I want. I just so happen to agree with you two both, so it will go in God tier.
Obviously.
It had some elite games and just good memories overall from that gaming generation. Same goes with the PS2 Slim. It's going in God tier.
Same thing.
Next up is the Game Boy Advance, and let me
GBA. Regardless of the nostalgia, it was a pretty cool console, pretty cool handheld. I'll put it in okay tier.
tell you two, this shit is going in God tier right off the bat.
Really? Sounds like nostalgia to me, but all right.
Oh shit, now Donald is cooking.
I know. I told you guys to trust me because the Master Chef is now here. The PSP, unfortunately.
The PSP was kind of cool, but the physical issues with it, like that little disc, it was annoying as fuck. The screen, you can't even really play the PSP outside because of like, I don't know what it is, but you can't play that console outside. So yeah, I'd say okay, even though I really enjoyed playing it and I thought it was really cool and I'm really nostalgic for it, I'd say okay, it's fine. C tier, yeah.
Unfortunately,
Or
will
B
not
tier,
be getting
sorry.
much love from me. There's no iconic games, and it wasn't supported that
Beautiful Joe, Red Hot Rumble.
much, I feel. And don't get me wrong, guys, it was cool, but it just had nothing on the next console coming up.
Since I know where this is going, I'm not going to hate you too much for this, but the PSP was mad underrated.
It
Barack,
was.
I want to agree with you, but I'm with Donnie
It
here.
was underrated, but shit. All right,
It
I'm
just
gonna let
isn't
him.
that
I'm
good
gonna let him
compared
cook.
to the
I'm
DS
gonna let him
that's
cook.
coming up.
Barack, your brain must be scrambled from eating Michelle's low-calorie foods. But the PSP is perfectly rated, and the DS is as well, since I'm putting it in God tier.
The Nintendo DS OG. I think you could put this in an S tier. Nintendo DS. I mean, it's because they made so many, bro. Like the Nintendo DS, Nintendo DSi, Nintendo DS Color, Nintendo DS this. So obviously, it's doing something well since Nintendo milked the shit out of it more than they milked Pokemon.
Yeah,
Settle down, Joey. But the DS was elite, and it even let you play Game Boy games. I just don't see how the PSP could compete It had no chance like Hillary did against me in 2016.
Well, some would say it wasn't that much of a landslide.
Yeah.
Haters gonna hate Barack. You're just upset no one gives a shit about your PSP. Moving on,
Pretty small penis.
we have another S tier in the Wii.
Let me actually talk about why the Wii is not S tier. So the reason why I think the Wii is not S tier is actually a positive negative. The reason why the Wii, in my eyes, is not S tier because it opened up a whole new demographic to gaming, the casuals. It helped kickstart the casual market. A bunch of old people are now into gaming. Everybody's doing these exercises. And what did that do? That created the Xbox Connect. That created the PlayStation Move. And I get it. There's some fans that love both of those, but they were absolutely atrocious. And having all these old people now introduced to gaming, I'm pretty sure helped kick off the mobile game market. What happened with mobile games? Microtransactions. What happened then? They went from being only in mobile games to now being a staple of the gaming ecosystem. Yeah, the Wii started all of that. The Wii was the Pandora's box. So I'm going to take it from S tier, which is what I used to rate it, and I'm going to put it in A tier because it pretty much put the gaming industry on its fucking head.
Let me tell y'all about the Wii. What do y'all know about the motherfucking Wii?
I know a lot about
Donald, I
it.
was playing that shit in the White House. Of course I know about it.
Yeah, Donnie, me and Barack were playing it like crazy. Shit like Wii Sports went wild, not to mention the exclusives on it.
I love how everybody's like, Wii Sports went wild. Like, bro, that's the game. The Wii comes with that game, bro. Like,
Were good as hell, too.
Okay, since you guys want to take over my...
I think Wii Fit is better with the balance board, and I think Wii Sports Resort is a better Wii Sports game than the OG. Even though I do enjoy the OG's music and just aesthetic, I think Wii Sports Resort is better.
list and tell me everything, then fuck me in my opinion, I guess.
I mean, it's been your list. This is not even, there's no debate in this. There's no moving it up or down. There's nobody saying, no, I don't agree. I think it's bad or I don't think it's good. This is one person's opinion.
No, sorry, Donald. Please continue. You're cooking right now.
Since you asked nicely, I will. I have the PS...
The PS Vita, it's so underrated. It's crazy. It added so many things, and I just think it was too ahead of its time. That's why it flopped. The PS Vita was amazing with all its features. And Sony, I think they were just ahead of their time and they didn't support it long enough. I think if they supported it for like another 3 to 5 years, I'm pretty sure it maybe could have seen not a resurgence, but more people over time would have been like, oh, the Vita, okay, cool, let's check it out. Give it a little price drop. I remember they were giving it away in like a Taco Bell pack. I was trying to win that PS Vita. Anyways, I think PS Vita should go in A tier. I think it's, and I kind of want to put it in B tier. And the only reason why I want to put it in B tier, besides it being a great console, it's because Sony didn't stick with it. Like they stick with the Vita for what, like 3 years? Yeah, they gave up on this stuff, man. And it's a damn shame. So there's not that many games on there. Every time they talk about they're going to shut down the store, people, get angry about it. But I think they are finally shutting down the PS Vita store. So RIP to that. But yeah, I think on its own, as a console on its own, it could be A tier. But the way Sony treated it lowers it to B.
At OK tier, it was cool as shit. But much like the PSP, I don't think it was supported a lot.
Yeah.
And was too advanced for its time.
Yes.
Valid.
Hell yeah, I agree with that. Xbox 360. Yeah, I have an issue with the Xbox 360, man. Even though it had amazing games, the features were fucking phenomenal. Look, man, Red Ring of Death was real. It was absolutely real. You get the Red Ring of Death, you ship it to Microsoft, they ship it right back with like no fucking changes. Look, putting batteries in the controller, like, no. Like, as much as I love the Xbox 360, I will put it in A tier because of those faults.
Next, I
But
have
it
the
is
Xbox
amazing.
360 at God tier because that was the console that showed us the jump from older consoles to next gen. Shit,
The PS3 did that too. What are you talking about, brother?
it was amazing seeing the transition, but I have the PS3 at OK tier.
So this is what's interesting, right? So when the Xbox 360 and the PS3 first came out, Xbox 360 was definitely ahead, and then Microsoft got a big ass ego, and then like when the next series of consoles came out, that ego put them in the dirt and it put Sony ahead. in the PS3 days, PS3 was launching at $600 back in like 2007, 2008, some shit like that, right? Long time ago, basically. $600 back then is probably the equivalent to like $1,000 now. Yeah, like $600 back then is probably like $1,000 now. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more. I don't fucking know. But they were so pig-headed because the PS2 was so successful. They were like, oh, PS3, we're gonna do this, and they're gonna love it, and they have no choice. And it fell on its ass. And then Sony was backpedaling. They were like, okay, well, let's do this. Let's make the fans happy. Fuck, we got hacked. Okay, let's give them free PlayStation Plus, this and that. And then PS4 came out, and they were like, hey, you know the Kinect? We don't got none of that, so you guys can come over here. And then PS4 was successful, and then the PS5 comes out, and it's a fucking shell of what the PS4 is. It's an absolute disappointment. And the only reason why I got a PS5 is for work. If you do not have a PS5, well, it's been like, what, two years now? Almost 3? If you don't have a PS5 by now, if it's not on sale, don't worry about it. If you can get a PS5 on sale, sure. But if you have a PS4 Pro, that's what I was saying. When I first got my PS5, I bought it from a scalper because I needed it for work. I bought it from a scalper for like higher than the normal price. I would not have done that if it was not for work. A PS4 Pro was literally on par with the PS5. Honestly, it's the same thing, except the PS5 is a little bit better. But no wallpaper, no music, but we're not talking about the 5 right now. But yeah, like I was saying, Xbox 360 came out, did amazing, but then their ego got too big, and I think Xbox 360 fell off by the PS4 generation. PS3 came out, sucked ass, and then by then it got better. I'm gonna get PS3 because it was being a shitty corporate whatever in the beginning, but it did get better in the end. Our original launch, I would give it a B tier, and then through time, I would say A tier. PS3 is a solid console now than when it launched, especially if you can get a PS3 Slim, because that original PS3 loud as shit. Xbox 360, I would say if you could find an Xbox 360 that still works, then that's a solid A tier as well.
Because even though it had the same great stuff as the 360, it was just too expensive and came out later. The Blu-ray reader was cool though, and I won't even make a comment on the Kinect.
I
Kinect.
loved watching movies on my PS3.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, Joey, just like how the 3DS was cool and had a nice little
3DS is cool. You know, Street Fighter 4 on 3DS, you could spam Sonic Booms with Guile while moving forward. Absolute travesty. But 3DS as a whole, I think is kind of cool. You know, they added the little joystick on it, and I think that actually changed the game for the DS series. And yeah, I think B tier is solid. I mean, you could probably argue it to be an A tier console, but B tier is fine.
gimmick,
That's
but it couldn't
fine.
capture the magic the DS
Yeah, it is a
and Game Boy
gimmick.
had for
That
me,
3DS
so
is a
it
gimmick.
belongs in OK tier.
That's fine.
But this next item I have.
The Wii U, okay, as much shit as I talk about the Wii U, honestly, the Wii U on its own is probably gonna be like on its own, it's probably a B tier, high B tier, almost in the A tier. But it's just the marketing literally just screwed over the Wii U, and then the lack of support. So I would put it in C tier, honestly. I wouldn't say it's a bad tier. I don't think C is bad. I think C is passable. I mean, that is what the grade is in school. It's passable. So I would say the Wii U is a C tier. And if it was marketed better, it could be a B tier. Maybe not A. No,
Have is going straight to trash tier. The Wii U is fucking garbage.
I'm not going to argue that it wasn't garbage, but can we acknowledge that it had Super Smash Bros. And that's all we needed?
And Breath of the Wild.
Okay, yeah, it had
Breath of
good
the Wild.
exclusives, but that shit was trash.
So there's like no arguing from the presidents in this video.
Next, we got another god tier, and that is the PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 4 when it came out. Yeah, God tier. S tier. Yeah.
It was a great jump into next gen again, but in my opinion, Sony handled it a lot better than Microsoft did. It really shows that they learned from their mistakes.
Yeah, but then they're making the same mistakes with the PS5. It's like these companies, they get so fucking cocky. Whenever they get cocky, they fail, and then they do better the next generation, and then the generation after that, they fail again. I don't understand this mentality. Fucking corporate greed, dude.
The Xbox One had a worse release and didn't have great exclusives like Spider-Man and infamous Second Son.
Xbox One at launch was absolutely garbage. They said it doesn't work without Connect. I would give it a C tier. Honestly, I would. It's passable because it is better graphics, whatever. You play fucking Call of Duty, all this shit, right? So I would give it a C tier. But over time, once they ditch the Connect and all that, definitely heighten it back to a B tier. I agree with that.
Yeah, I loved Spider-Man so much.
Exactly, Sleepy Joe. I bet that shit woke your ass up with how good it was. And to be honest, the PS4 Pro was good, and that's all I have to say on it.
Yeah.
Same goes with
PS4 Pro. I mean, it's the same shit. Yeah, it's faster.
the Xbox
It's literally faster. Yeah.
One S and X.
I mean, if that's the case, you honestly should put PS4 Pro in the S tier. It's the same shit.
They were solid. But more importantly,
Xbox, I don't know shit about the Scorpion and all that.
one of my favorites is coming up, and that is the Nintendo Switch.
The Nintendo Switch, honestly, Joy-Con drift, blah, blah, blah. Overall, let's say the console, it's fine. It's honestly fine. Even though the fucking snap-on, snap-off gimmick, I personally think it's whatever. A lot of people enjoy it for some reason. But I would go ahead and give the Nintendo Switch, I'd give it a solid, I was gonna say a solid B tier. But Nintendo's actually doing really well when it comes to the games and the sustainability of the store. They added online and all that good shit. I know online was added in 4, but I think it's better on the Switch, supposedly. I'm not too sure. So I'm going to go ahead and move it up from a B tier to an A tier. Nintendo Switch is doing a good job.
Got an OLED one, and that shit fucking
Oh,
slaps.
the OLED? I hear the
You're looking
OLED
like a
fire.
bit of a Nintendo fanboy right now, Donald.
No, let him keep cooking. I love the Switch.
Bro, this fucking, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This video, the tier list itself is fine. The presidential tier list as a video concept is a fail right now, bro. All it is, oh, I don't disagree, but this and this. Oh man, let him keep cooking. He's fire right now. Keep cooking, bro.
Rare
I
W
don't
from
fuck
you,
with
Joe,
it.
but yeah, the Switch is amazing, and the exclusives alone carry it for Nintendo. I have another thing going in S tier, and it's going to be the PS5. Everyone should already have one by...
No, PS5 is not an S tier. It's not. Honestly, it's not. I do not think it's an S tier console. And this is a guy who got it the second day that it came out. It is not an S tier console. It is not. There's so many missing features, and there's a lot of features that should be in it that aren't. Let's talk about a couple of them real quick. Mass delete. You cannot mass delete friends. I've been waiting for that since PS3. Okay, that's just a personal one, but this one more people will care about. You cannot go on the web browser like on PS3 and PS4 and PSP. The web browser, you know, where you can search up and you could just automatically like look at YouTube videos and whatnot. You can't do that instantly. You got to go through your settings. You got to find Twitter of all things. Then the web browser will pop up. Then you got to exit out of Twitter. Then you can freely browse the internet. Stupid. There's more functions like no wallpaper, so no customization. Everybody has the same fucking background. No individuality. It's not an S tier console. Compared to these other ones, this is not an S tier console. This is only progressive in the sense of hardware and software. That's literally it. But there is no love with this console. That's probably why it looks uniform. This console is uniform as shit. I don't think it's an S tier. I think it's an A tier. Maybe with more updates, it'll be a S tier. But for right now, it is not an A tier.
By now,
It is an A tier,
you
sorry.
already know that it's amazing.
This is around the time me and Barack got gaming PCs, so we can't really grade these, to be honest.
AKA, I really don't want them to argue about these. I think these are the best consoles, or they're not, or whatever. And let's just hurry up and end this video so I can make 100,000 views.
Yeah, me and Joey can't really say much, but is it true, Donnie, that the PS5 controller feels really cool?
Yes, that controller makes me want to come with all that haptic feedback.
Haptic feedback is cool, but it ain't that damn cool.
Not exactly what I was asking for, but thanks for the input.
I kind of want one now.
Joe, you need to get one. Next, I have the Xbox Series S at God tier as well, and the Series X at OK tier.
Haven't played them.
Why is that?
I'm glad you asked Joey. You see, the Series S provides a nice and affordable way to get into next-gen gaming, as it's cheaper than the PS5. But the Series X is more expensive, and at that point, the PS5 is way better.
Yeah, the specs on the PS5 are better than the Xbox. But to argue that this one, because it's cheaper, and it gets you in the next gen, I don't think that just automatically makes it a S tier console. It that doesn't even make sense. If anything, you could say it's an A tier console because it's cheaper, yeah, but guess what? You're losing features. So I don't understand. You're not even going into the details about it. You're just like, oh yeah, it's great. Yeah, fucking yeah, it's faster. Yeah, it's specs.
Which one has better exclusives?
Is that even a fucking
PlayStation.
question, Joe? It's obviously
PlayStation has better exclusives, but with the the Xbox or the Microsoft game, what is it? Xbox Game Pass. With the Game Pass, you definitely get more bang for your buck. You're not getting exclusives, but you get to play everything for cheap with Game Pass. But PlayStation does have more exclusives. It all depends on if you actually like the exclusives anyway. So if you don't enjoy Spider-Man, does it matter that PS5 has Spider-Man and Xbox doesn't? You got to think about it that way.
PlayStation. Why the fuck would you ask a question like that when we just talked about how cool Spider-Man is?
Sorry, I just find it odd you have so many god-tier consoles. And if the Series S is god-tier, like you said, then it should have better exclusives.
It should.
And if it doesn't, then maybe it should go to good tier instead.
Holy shit, they actually had a debate.
Donald, Joe is making some solid points. Don't you think you have a bit too much at God tier?
Fuck off, you two. I'm making the list, and next-gen gaming is cool no matter what console it is. I just wanted it up there so the broke motherfuckers don't feel bad when they play the Series S.
Wow, okay, well, can you wrap up the list now?
That was a solid debate, Joe. That was a solid debate. But just like the people that let Obama be the mediator, it's their list. They're not changing it for nobody.
Don't tell me what the fuck to do, Joe. You know I hate authority figures.
Sorry, Donnie, can you please...
But in this case, it makes more sense that it's Donald Trump.
Continue the tier list.
Thank you for asking nicely, and I will. To be honest, I never touched Google Stadia or whatever the fuck that...
I think Google Stadia as a concept is neat, but just like the PS Vita, it's ahead of its time. Not everybody is ready for this fucking cloud gaming shit. This streaming is still a concept. Unless you live in goddamn Silicon Valley or South Korea, you ain't gonna be able to be streaming games with no issues whatsoever.
The other thing is, so they're trashed here for me.
Okay-ish.
I wouldn't give it trash tier. I would say like C tier for the Stadia. What the hell is that?
Google Stadia or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, Google. Oh, the console. Okay, the controller.
Okay-ish list, Donald, but where would you rank a gaming PC in all this?
A gaming PC. It's gonna be a gaming PC is only as fucking high as your graphics card. If you're running a 4090, sure, god tier. But if you're wearing if you're using a 1080 Ti, yeah, good luck, buddy. This ain't 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago. Anyways, that's the video. I mean, the video was already said my fucking complaints. Frail, work on it, bro. Work on it. The fact that canonically pay, whatever. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna leave a like because I ain't no hater. But Frail, work on this shit, bro. Work on this shit. Hunter x Hunter arcs. This might be an interesting video. All right, well, that's the video. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. If you guys want me to check out something else, let me know, and I'll check it out. Later.